Hello guys, this is Kazrahim with another video from Diablo 3 because I made some progression, mostly yesterday, and I wanted to show you guys what I built, what seems to work wonderfully for tier 1, torment 1 difficulty, because it just rips through enemies so fast. Basically the whole build that we have right here is based upon the fact that I have two items. You can see I have Griffon's foot and Jaken board. Both of those items, you can see the Griffon's foot reduces the cost of blinding shield, removes the cost of blinding shield, bless shield, sorry. So I pay nothing for throwing bless shield, and then Jake makes it so bless shield ricochets to 5 additional enemies, making it a very strong skill, base skill. So I don't use any rod generator because I don't need you don't need rod generators the moment you actually get something like this, because suddenly it all starts falling into place. Those two items are the most important part of my build. Like everything else is you can neglect it. But I increase my chance to block with a Justice Lantern. It's not a very good ring, but you know, it gives me even more survivability. I use Trag'Oul's coils for the 20% more holy damage, because the passive, the healing wells repel all resources, is not important. I'm gonna search for an upgrade in this slot. I will amulet with holy damage, strength, vitality, and critical hit damage. Andari's visage with holy damage, with attack speed and critical hit chance, and of course strength. Armor of the Kind Regent, basic, very basic armor, but it looks nice. Angel Hairband, I'm looking for a Harrington's or something way better than this, because it's a slot for an upgrade. It's good, but it can be way better. Vanguard Legacy Yellow Pants, which are basically my resistance piece. They have two gems and a resistance inbuilt in them, so yeah. Firewalkers with not that good bonus to movement speed. I actually have to change it so I have full movement speed bonus. Deathwatch Mantle, I had this in the last video. This isn't anymore needed. I'm gonna look for an upgrade over here. Damned Gasp is a very good trifecta, which I'm not eager to change, because right now this build seems to work quite decently with it. And one of the rings that I just derped completely, because it was basically a strength, vitality, critical hit chance, regenerate life per second ring. I wanted to change the regenerate life per second for critical hit damage, and I derped and I clicked the vitality, and yeah, I lost a perfectly fine ring to my own stupidity. As far as Paragon points, let me just check beforehand, since we're gonna be doing this. 23%, so yeah, I can change Paragon points over here to 15. There we go. And like this. Now we go into offense. I have a lot in attack speed, and I started putting into critical hit chance because attack speed is at a point where I don't need any more. In terms of defense, resist all 100, just for that added survivability, and life regeneration 2600. This is my main survivability skill. And area damage 35%. That's basically my setup. As far as skill goes, Bless Shield with Shattering Throw, Judgment with Resolved, Laws of Valor with Critical. This is basically, I put this on because, well, my friends that I'm playing with, you know, asked me to have a law up, and I had the horse, you know, I had this, what is it? The Steed Charge skill. But it turned out that I'm running around in the same amount of speed that they have, so there's no point in me having Steed Charge Because I would be just, you know, way faster than them. So I changed it to Lars of Valor with critical to have that a little bit more of damage and attack speed. Condim with Unleashed, Bombardment with Impactful Bombardment, and Accuracy Champion with Rally, but I'm actually going to change this to Heaven's Fury with Ascendancy. And if you're thinking like, why do I want to change it? Mainly because maybe even we have maybe something better. Because I had Accuracy Champion with Rally, but Rally doesn't proc from Blessed Shield hits. So it should hit and proc, but it doesn't, so honestly that's not very good. Let me think, maybe I can put something that would mean 12 seconds cooldown on Shield Glare. Let's actually try this. Let's change Laws of Valor. Here will be Bombardment with Impactful Bombardment. Here we will put Condim with Unleashed. Here we will put the Laws of Valor with critical, and here we will put Shield Glare with take more damage, Divine Verdict. As for passives, I have Hold Your Ground for that 50% increased block chance, Divine Fortress for even more armor because it's increased by the percentage of my block chance, and you're gonna see how high my block chance is. Finery, 17 strength for every socketed gem socketed into your gear, and Vigilant, which is my survivability skill, life regeneration by 2000 and reduce all non-physical damage taken by 5%. Basically this gives me a little bit more survivability. I have a ton of armor, but I have 56% sorry, block chance, which just translates into a huge amount of blocks. And as an added bonus, this skill actually takes 250% of shield block chance as damage. So yeah, you have that. The more block chance you get, the more damage you do. So let's just show you guys how this actually build works out in a T1 Rift. I'm gonna do one rift to show you guys how the build works, and yeah, basically that's gonna be it for this video. I want to start make shorter videos. And there's the first light. And you can see T1 elites just melt. I'm gonna have to learn, about this skill that I have it here. But it's not a problem. No, my speed is... yeah, my speed actually went way up. I feel the increase. I'm making a video and I didn't put my wings on. Shame. Oh, actually, I have my wings. You know, you have to show people that you have wings. And look what's happening. That's the bonus, that's the 5 times bounce, cause basically what this build is all about, the closer enemies are to each other and the more health they have, the more damage they will take, because the shield will bounce so many times as it can. It will bounce up to 8 times from an enemy and all of the shattering shields will bounce. So if I'm standing very close, look what's happening. I'm not even using skills that would increase my damage. That's basically what you get if 3 enemies are standing very close by. You can have Accuracy Champion, but I don't see a good rune for it right now, since Blessed Shield doesn't proc Rally. If it did proc Rally, it would be highly powerful. It's like, I think Blizzard actually did it intentionally, because having something like that would be really bad for, you know, balance. You can see how easily I can kill things. And if you're giving me Accuracy Champion, which procs out of each hit, it has a 50% on hit. to proc a 1 second reduce in cooldowns. Like imagine that if I start throwing the shield, I'm throwing it slowly, cause in Akash Champion I would throw it like 25% increase in attack speed. So I'll throw it way faster. And you get, for each time it hits, a 50% chance to reduce the cooldown. You would spam condemn like a, like a madman. And that's basically what this build would be about. There is a lot of place for improvement for this build. When I started like talking about it, I see a lot of places where I can improve upon it. But right now it's in a very good spot in terms of T1. I'm playing with my friends most of the time, with Yosa and Stashik, and honestly I have no problems whatsoever with almost carrying. Like they can do something in the city, not go to the rift, and I'll do the rift myself, even for 4 players. The Rift Guardian takes time, because the main downside of this build is the moment when you have a single target and your shield doesn't have something to bounce from. That's the main problem that this build encounters, that you don't have a lot of single target AoE damage. Single target damage, sustained damage. It was a little bit worse, but because I got this little item today, I actually made it so it's way better than it was. And I hate those. And those are also very, very, very annoying. But you can see how fast I'm spamming this shield. At the moment this guy would stop throwing that shield that he has, that slowest projectiles, he would be dead way faster. And you can see I'm just, rough stomping. But this is T1, A lot of the very good streamers and very good YouTubers say that on T1 is basically, entry level. Once you get decent gear, you can play around with builds. You can derp almost in T1 because it's not that hard. And I honestly understand that, because it is easy in T1 to do a lot of damage, to sustain yourself. It's really, really easy once you get to a certain level of equipment, Even if you have equipment that is not suited for a given build, it will still allow you to maybe not ruffle and stomp, but probably decently run around and kill things, Manage yourself. I have friends who don't play for that much time, but they manage T1. They tend to die from time to time, but they manage. Like this Crusader, I'm laughing cause my buddy is asking me always like, how much bonus experience do you have? I have constantly full bar of bonus experience because this guy doesn't die in T1. I'm almost per se invincible in T1. Oh, this guy is... extra health, that's why. I couldn't drop that condemn on him. I'm not used to this button setup. I'm used to having the Laws of Valor as 1 and condemn as 2, so I don't use condemn all that often, because I forget about it. You can see what happened. That's basically what happens most of the time. And of course somebody has to send me a text message while I'm recording. You can see I don't use bombardment, for example, all that much. That's mainly because I don't see the sense in it, I think that if I'm in a situation when I see a light that has a lot of life, then I will think about it, like I can do this. And you can see it just melts. And most of the time it's not needed. You can see that, perfectly fine with doing what I do normally. Up until the moment I have something to bounce my free shields from, it's not a contest even. It's just a total ownage of mobs. And it has a lot of area damage, so you're constantly hitting everyone. It's just overall I would say a good build. I was very lucky because I got this shield like 3 or 4 days ago. You know, on one of those days when I was sitting and thinking like, oh, I want to play Diablo. So I played and, oh, there's a shield. And like, oh, I can maybe use it. And yesterday when I actually made it so this build started working together. In the morning I got 2 upgrades, a new chest piece, the kind region dropped yesterday, and also the firewalkers. Those were normally yellow items before. Well no, actually the chest piece was a golden, a legendary, the Aqua Crusader or something like that. Seriously. There. I hope you guys didn't hear that, but there was an alarm. A car alarm going off. Come on, Guardian, spawn. It's gonna take some time to die also. As I said, it's the single target damage isn't that good. I can kill a Guardian in a few seconds, but he has to have elites all around him. If I have like 2 elites and a Guardian, that's the point when I can, you know, comfortably say that I will be able to kill him extremely fast. Come. No, you stupid bastard. You can see his health is dropping quite fast, but that's right now. In a second he will, yeah, he will go down. I don't have that good critical hit chance. I have around 32%, I think. Aich. Use your skills to the maximum. Basically, single target is where this build lacks. Or like boss fights and something like that. That's where I usually tend to rely on my friends if I don't have a lot of, you know, enemies nearby. Like killing Malafile or Diablo or any boss for a matter of fact that doesn't summon anything is really hard. Come on, die. Bye-bye. No legendaries as always. And yeah, that's a whole rift from start to end. And about, I don't know how long this video will be, but I'm presuming that's something around 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. That's a whole T1 rift. You guys saw me earlier playing with, in my first video I used the Defender of Westmarch, which is overall an improvement in terms of almost anything, but just that second ability, Blessed Shield Ricochets to 5 additional enemies, is so much better. It gives me such an advantage. Now, my main goals are to get rings and an army, and then I'm gonna try to get everything else for this build. I also have like a few order shields. I have the Final Witness shield that now hits all enemies around you, so this thing. Hallowed Bulwark Iron Skin also increases the block amount by 55%, so that would be good for a completely block chance build base build. And Viotoya Spiker is basically something that I'm gonna try out once I get Aton's. I will want to check Aton's build. I have a second lantern, but it's not that good. Actually, it's... Maybe I'll change it. Change the armor bonus for... something. Yeah, Mara's Kaleidoscope, which I would use as a secondary thing. You know, a secondary swap. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, comment on it, and I'll see you guys next time.